Through These Doors is sponsored by Shields.
Returning from a road trip that saw only one win and a total of 4 points, UND saw itself clinging onto 4th place in the NCHC, entering the final weekend of the regular season. Though UND enters the final weekend at home, it's facing the #1 team in the nation in St. Cloud State. After a goalless first period, Jordan Kawaguchi finally got the scoring underway halfway through the second.
Kawaguchi goes back to get it, sends it around the boards to the near right point. Pesky shoots it, saved there, rebound shot, they score! Kawaguchi out in front!
Following the Huskies grabbing a lead later in the period with 2 goals, Christian Willanen refused to go quietly into the second intermission.
Still has it, comes to the middle, shoots and scores! Christian Willanen with a power play goal in his 11th of the season. Husky zone in the corner, mismatch, centered it, turning a shot, hit the goal post, he scores!
Both teams notched one on the score sheet in the third. The game was forced into overtime, UND's 3rd straight game in extra time.
Feeds it down into the corner. Brodzinski shot it, save, rebound, they score! Hailing again! And St. Cloud State wins it in overtime on the power play.
I thought it was a great effort, great intensity, and probably an effort good enough to win, but found a way to lose. So it's been a common theme for a few games this year, and going to move forward now.
On senior night, UND was in a massive tie for 4th place in the NCHC. North Dakota was quick to grab a lead, scoring just 5 minutes into the game.
Passed at the far right point, near side Willanen, toe dragging a shot, knocked down in front, a shot by mismatch, he scores! Pullman near side Willanen, looking cross to Gardner. Gardner looks, shoots, scores! Brett Gardner gets the power play goal for UND, and it's 2-0.
After SCSU tied the game, the teams went to another overtime, the school record, 13th of the season for UND. The initial extra frame found no victor, so both teams received a point, allowing North Dakota to clinch a top 4 seed in the playoffs.
It's huge. Every time we talk with beginning of the season and our introductory meetings, we have a list of goals in front of us, and the very first one is get home ice. Took us to the last regular season game to get home ice, and we did.
The teams played one more overtime period, this one 3-on-3 to give away the extra point.
Into the St. Cloud State zone, defender falls, he feeds Gardner, shoots and scores!
That's kind of, I like that move. I mean, I scored a goal like that early in the year against St. Lawrence, I think, and I mean, if you can get them to bite on the shot, goalies are so good at moving side to side now, you kind of can't just one-touch it in, so to get it to my backhand and get it up, usually a good chance.
To close out a game and win a game and give these hard-working fans that come out here loyally at home and on the road a victory, albeit in overtime, it's a huge deal. And then also a morale push for us too, and that we did win a game. So even though the point maybe was insignificant in the standings, it was huge for us and huge for our fan base.
North Dakota enters the playoffs with a critical best-of-3 series against Omaha.
I think we have to have the probably the commitment level and the intensity that we had last weekend, with probably dialing in a couple different things. Specialty teams being one of them, knowing that this is a very good power play team coming in. Like I said, I'm proud of the way our guys, scratch and clawed all year to get home ice. That was the first thing we did, and now we have to battle on. It's a winner-takes-all weekend.
After clinching a top 4 seed, UND gets to play the series in the friendly confines of the route.
There was obviously relief was probably part of it. Winning that game, knowing that we attained home ice for the 16th straight year.
Nothing's given. As you can see, we had a 2-0 lead in the third period against St. Cloud, and they came back. And you really can't. If you're up, you can't take that for granted for a second. You can't, because they're fighting for their lives over there. Whoever, it's probably winning you're in, or if you lose, you're probably out after this weekend. So they know that, we know that.
Both Omaha and UND find themselves on the fringe of the NCAA tournament, and a series win could help make the case for the victorious team.
Obviously it's in the back of our minds, but what we focus on is we just got to win these games, and what happens happens. Obviously they're a hard team. They got some big bodies that are offensive. We really use this week to focus on ourselves and get our minds right, and just how we're going to play them, how we're going to play them hard. And it's when we come to working in, we use the video from games in our past, and we played them a couple times this year, so it's easy for us to see what we need to work on. But it all comes from translating from practice to games, and after a good week of practice like we're having this week.
Coming out of a hard series there, and they're a team that has added a lot to their offense, and has grown through the 5 years of the NCHC coming in here and building their team. So again, you look at our series, you look at all the other series around the country, they're going to be tough series. These are going to be hard, heavy series, not only ours, but all the ones around our conference.